All right, welcome everybody. I think our first meeting of the year. That seems like so long ago.
Sure does.
I see hot puns on the bench out there. I think, holy moly, it was only Christmas like yesterday. What's going on? Yeah. And yeah, we're all here, so no apologies today. No one else who was going to attend not here. We'll kick in then with the public forum. Tessa, welcome.
Good night.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Grab a seat.
You're allowed to sit there if you want to, Tess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know most of you, but I'm still super nervous. Hey, kia ora koutou, ko Tessa Blythe-Toku Ingoa. I am here representing the Coromandel Family Health Centre, and I'm here to show my concern with the speed people drive along the road and through the pedestrian crossing behind the building I work in, which is the Coromandel Family Health Centre located at 80 Kapang Road, Coromandel. I have seen on many occasions, including this morning in our morning huddle at 8:30, cars flying past the back garage door so fast I can't even see what type of vehicle it is, and the pedestrian crossing's right there. It has become scary because kids are going to school at that time. You know, it's just crazy. But hopefully very easily preventable with your health. In 2020, our medical team started seeing patients with any flu-like or respiratory symptoms at the back of our clinic in our red zone, which was designated during COVID. You know, everyone was to have a red zone to see them and to keep them separate from others inside who may be vulnerable. And seeing people with symptoms, this includes a lot of children, heaps of kids, you know, that get sorts of bugs. And although COVID isn't as much of a problem now, we've chosen to keep this process for influenza and any other easily spread viruses, just to really keep them away from our elders that are more vulnerable as well. And this room is obviously accessed from behind the building, like car park, or right there. The back of the building is also the main staff access for elderly and disabled patients, with the disabled parking being right there, and access where the ambulance responds to our urgent calls. So for our patient safety, along with the safety of the tamariki accessing their school or school bus, because school bus pickups are in there as well, disabled parking users and all public using the car park, we feel the risks are too high for this to remain the same. And we believe that a great option to reduce speed along this road would be to add speed control humps.
Great, you did great.
Sleeping policeman. Do you know the cars that are zooming through, Tess, are they shortcutting right through, or are they kind of going, do you notice where they go? They go into the car path, or?
Honestly, you just see a blur.
Yeah.
Just going past the garage door.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is that you get a queue of cars down this end on the roundabout, so you get the locals will come through and zap off Blackstick to beat the traffic that's by the roundabout.
Right.
Get up there by the ferry.
Cut through town.
Yeah. Shortcut through town.
Right.
And it's also sort of seen as there's no one there. Like you can see that there's no one there, but if from any of those businesses, anyone steps out,
yeah,
you're on the road. Like there's no gap.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Wet as window.
But the pedestrian crossing, right? You know,
Right.
it's the kids crossing, anyone crossing.
Yeah.
It's.
Okay.
So Tessa, yours is not the only business that has that step from the business out onto the road. There are others.
Yeah. And there's a house there too, like the, in between there, Gale and Dave.
So this is not just for the benefit of the medical centres, it's along there.
No, we're thinking about everyone.
School kids.
School kids,
Yeah.
there's the 2 cafes, so people with kids, dogs, the whole shebang going in
And
that.
also has been looked at, one of the points that was raised by the roading man. Was it, but a speed bump, or what are they?
One of them.
Yeah, along there that, vehicles could simply avoid that speed bump
Mm.
by shooting into where the cars park and go around the end of it. Is there any comment you want to make on that?
Well, during business hours, there's always our or patients' vehicles parked there, so those car parks are being used. And on the weekends, that car park is full. Like I struggle to get it, especially this time of year. I struggle to get a park anywhere close to anywhere I'm trying to go. You know what I mean? Like it's a really busy car park. It's the main big car park in our town.
Yeah, so that you gave me the right answer. That's what I want to hear. You can't, it'd be during business hours and weekends, unlikely that there's going to be a park there that they can dodge around the end of. Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you. Yep.
No other question. How, have you considered how a speed bump would impact people in the ambulance?
No, because they're slowing down to stop then anyway. Usually if they're coming to get someone from us.
Yeah.
And there's a speed hump just up the road as you enter the service lane.
Or
Isn't
not
there?
maybe?
There's one.
No, yeah.
Like, by the old Kilt building?
Yeah.
There's a speed hump there.
There is.
Right.
Yeah. So it's almost like the process started, just didn't.
Yeah.
Further along.
Right. Cool. Okay. Any more questions?
So what will happen from here, Tess, is we'll take the concerns to the roading manager and we'll get some feedback from him and we will see what can be done and possibly it might be a review of safety in that area but we will come back to you as to what will happen, but we'll need to seek advice from the roading manager.
Perfect.
And to help with that, I move that we receive Tessa's report on behalf of the Coromandel Family Medical Centre. And we get a copy of your notes or,
I'll email it.
okay. That'd be
That's
cool.
right.
Yep.
I think it's very.
There we go. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Do you have a seconder?
Yeah.
Move. In favour?
Aye.
Aye.
No,
Cool. Thank you, Tessa.
thanks, Des.
No, no one else hiding out there?
Did you want me to have a quick check? No.
No, absolutely not. I was there, you would welcome with open arms. Okay, so if there's no more public forum, we can move on to the formal part of the meeting. Items not on the agenda. Has anything come up with anyone that's urgent that they think needs to be spoken about at the meeting? It's not on the agenda. No, nothing. It's good. And having looked at the agenda, does anyone feel they have a conflict of interest? Respect of anything? No. Excellent. Next step, the minutes from our last meeting. On the
Sorry for the
December. Everyone read the minutes through that were sent out? Anyone have any matters that they would like, that they don't think were correctly recorded, that need amendment? No. Excellent. If there are no changes, ask for someone to move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Also move it.
A seconder? All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Draft long-term plan update. Margaret.
And this is the update. This is purely to just give you the timeline of how things will be unfolding with the LTP. And as you're all aware, we have a session on the 12th of March to go through the draft and formulate any submissions that the board wishes to. So that's about it, really, Kevin.
Okay, so just the timeline around
When things are going to start happening.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there reformat, like if someone wanted to make a submission, what's the preference in terms of making that? Is it just type something out, write something down, or is there a...
We certainly accept that, but I do think, would we be having the portal thing this time, Lorna? Lorna might be able to answer that question more accurately than me, to be fair. What are the different ways, or what would be the preferred option of council as to how submissions can be made?
We do have online submissions, which are printed out in all the hosting to and all the area offices in the library.
Right.
But also we are encouraging if there are papers and locations you want to hear more about it, we will be able to provide them with information, go and talk to them about it. We are encouraging the community board to go and meet with their constituents. We are providing, and you will get this before the actual consultation opens, a bit of a Q&A sheet that you will have to look through and understand it. And much with data, understand the range as well, so to go through consultation document with you to have a look and feel of what's been there, so you've got a better understanding of what the information is, so you can share that with your community.
Okay, thank you.
It's certainly not, they do not just only have to use those. They can email in a submission, they can handwrite a submission.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
as long as it comes in within the time frame.
Through social media, we do find a lot of people make comments through our social media channels, and that also get captured and presented as feedback as well. So it's it's still one, and there's also the informal that you take from as well.
And if people wanted to be heard during the meeting process, they would just indicate that when they make their submission.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and they will be contacted.
That would involve them going to Thames.
I'm not sure yet how the hearing process, presumably there'll be an online ability. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else have questions? No? Very good.
Excellent.
Awesome, thank you. Do I have a mover and a seconder for the motion that we receive the 24-34 draft long-term plan update report dated 23rd January? All those in favour? Aye. Motion's carried. Glenn, you're obviously anticipating a quick start to the meeting. I was thinking, gosh, you're not going to yeah, really good work. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. If we haven't met, I'm the acting operations GM covering the vacancy that Bruce left. So, yeah, good to meet you all this morning. Sorry I can't be there in person. So this report just brings you up to date on relevant capital projects that the team's working on. What's your normal practice? Do you go through this line by line, or do you just want me to leave you to raise questions?
Generally, we've all got it and seen it. I guess from your perspective, if there's anything that sticks out for you as being not either delivering really well or at risk of not delivering,
Okay.
Cover those, but then otherwise, yeah, just
okay, cool. Well, I mean, the two big ticket items there are the Kuma Road intersection. So that project, or that budget, is just for the land purchase to enable the project to go ahead. I just had an update that just within the last day or two, things have turned a corner in the conversation with the landowners, and we are tentatively optimistic that we will have that wrapped up by the end of the financial year. But with land, nothing's in the bag till it's in the bag with land purchase. You know, the landowner could have a bad day, or we could say something wrong, and it all goes sideways. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But it looks like we're the finish line's in sight in terms of that conversation. So
yeah, excellent. Nice to be positive.
Yes. And then the Buffalo Cemetery project, so that one has had a bit of a difficult start. We've just gone to another consultant just to get a more workable solution for the stormwater. We're just trying to the road drainage or the stormwater network out of the road is doesn't have capacity for us just to discharge straight to it, and we're trying to avoid needing a consent for discharge if we can. So it's just some technicalities that the team is trying to work around, and we're hopeful that with the new consultant on board, we'll get a more workable solution than what dropped out of the last conversation. So yeah, we don't have a clear way forward yet in terms of a firm, timeline, but we're making steady progress.
Cool.
I asked a couple of questions about that, Glenn, because this is one that's come before the board a number of times. And for quite a while, this board was of the belief that this money was to actually pipe the drain along the side of Buffalo Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm right in saying that, board members. And it was a surprise when we learned that this was not money for that, but was rather for overland flow from the cemetery down to the neighbours' properties. So we pursued that, Glenn, and my belief, and I'm sure it's correct, is that it was determined that overland flow was a natural flow of the water from uphill to downhill. Yep. And as such, we bore no responsibility to stop that from going down onto the neighbouring property. So I was of the belief also that we weren't going to do that work anymore unless there was a very good reason, which I have.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll look into that. Like you're right. What you said is consistent with my understanding of the Land Drainage Act. You're not allowed to concentrate flow onto neighbours' property, but downhill properties should expect to receive the water from uphill properties. So I'll go and double check your query, and just make sure that the rest of the team's on the same page for that.
That's good. That'd be much appreciated, because I thought we'd actually landed on that page.
Okay.
And
So
the board for years has been that stormwater drain down the side of the road. So it's $141,000 floating around.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind seeing a bit of piping going in there instead. But okay. Really, that's separate. I was just sort of joking. But that's definitely worth looking at.
Okay, cool. I will we'll put that on the action list, and I'll report back.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. And
No, John's covered everything I needed to say. Thank you.
No, that's how it was.
Anything else? Short and sweet. Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Here we go. Nothing else. The agenda is finished. So yeah, it's a move that we accept the CAPEX work program 23-24 report dated 1 February. I have a mover and a seconder.
I'll move.
Seconder.
Yeah.
All in favour?
Aye.
The motion's carried. So the time is 9:19.
There must be like a record, surely.
You will notice the official disclosure. This is gavel.